All right, this is the review of August 19th, 2025. You can see I finished the day down 6 ticks in the red across 6 different trades. I had a 33% win rate, which means I lost most of my trades. It was not a pretty session with an average trade P&L of 3.5 for the wins and 3.25 for the losses. So I did have that one pretty good win in the middle there, but we'll review all that. Let's get into the trades. So, trade number one. Go back here real quick.
No.
Oh, I got the fuck. Oh, I got. All right, trade number one is a break even to the long side. Watch the recording here. Looks like I'm slip against. I get a couple ticks profit, but I can't get it out in time, so I take the break even. I'm not a huge fan of this trade. While there is, some reclaim above us and stuff like that, I just think the momentum is clearly pushing down at this point. So, I think I did have reclaim. I did have Delta favor because it looks like we are absorbing a lot of that selling. Actually, it's going to be the other round, right? Yeah, so I actually had Delta against me because these sellers are absorbing all of this. My entry. I'm actually going to red star this one, so I'm not going to worry about entry and exit. This was an aggressive scalp. It was impulsive. Slip against. confused, maybe calm, yes, content, and maybe patient. I don't think my emotions were great. Clearly, if I'm taking this trade, I really don't think I should have been trading here. So that will be a red star trade. On to the next one. Trade number 2 is a 5-tick loss, again to the long side. I've got just a tiniest bit of spoofing above me. So I just don't think this was a great spot either. I just want to watch the replay again. Looks like I get long and it instantly takes my stop and actually gives me a tick of slippage. So this one was also impulsive. Trade number 2. I'm actually going to copy the tags over. Aggressive scalp, impulsive, slip against, confused, maybe calm, yes, content, maybe patient. I think my emotions are taking a hit here. That spoofing above me wasn't even real spoofing either. I think I'm getting a little confused on what spoofing is, so I'm not going to mark that. This will also be a red star trade. Trade number 3 is a 6-tick profit to the long side. Let's watch it play out here. Looks like I've got the delta of favor, but I just don't have book balance. Okay, I think I see what was going on here. So I take it out there, but if I fast forward, this went on forever. This went on for ages. I exited way too early. So this one was a green star trade. It had a lot of edge. I had delta favor. I had the reclaim favor. I had liquidity. And it was kind of compressing into that liquidity too. Against me, I don't think the book was balanced, but that's pretty much it. Range or trend. That was trend favor. Entry good, exit early. This was a rare case where I was being pretty aggressive, but it paid off. And this was a hold. I was holding this trade, trying to get the most out of it, but I didn't hold long enough. I'm actually going to tag this as fear because I was afraid of the trade coming back on me. I did have slip favor. I was very clear on what was happening here. I'm going to put maybe calm because clearly, by the way, I jumped out of this trade too early. I wasn't very calm. I'm going to put maybe content because, again, I cut the trade way too early. I don't think I was content with my P&L at this point. But I do think my patience was good. I was being patient waiting for the setup. So I will green star that one. I'm tempted to call it an A+, but I don't think it's quite that level. I'm going to screenshot it real quick, though. You can see we were compressing into a reclaim, which is usually a very, very good setup. I think that's it. Paste that in there. Good. Trade number 4 is a 1-tick profit to the long side. A little bit of a slip range. Good spoof below. I don't hate that trade. I do wish I held it a little bit longer, though. Did I also? Yeah, okay. So this one's going to be slip favor. I do have some spoofing above me, which helped. Got reclaim against me. What's Delta doing? Delta does pretty good. Although actually I do think it's cell divergence, so I'm gonna do delta against. Yeah, maybe this isn't as good of a trade as I thought it was. Yeah, it's diverging on multiple time frames, which isn't good. I wonder if I fast forward the video, what ends up happening. Yeah, we end up breaking. So maybe those cell divergences just weren't working. Anyways, entry was decent. I'm actually gonna say exit good considering the setup. Conservative scalp. I'm gonna put confused, honestly, because I don't think I was really paying attention to what was going on here. I think at this point I was pretty calm. I was content after that big win, but I'm still not as patient as I would like to be. Yellow starlight trade. Trade number 5 is a 3-tick loss to the short side. Kind of looks like I'm fading a trend here. Yeah, I'm definitely fading a trend. Spoofs right back up against me. So I just gotta be careful with those spoofs, man, because spoofs tend to trend. They can put in one spoof and then retake it partially and then put in another spoof and then put in another spoof, and if they're not spoofing against the trend, then chances are they're spoofing into the trend. You just gotta be super careful about that, and just pay attention to how many spoofs are occurring in a certain area and how to avoid getting trapped on the wrong side of it. So I think in this case, spoof was against me, trend was against me. Um, not a whole lot in my favor, honestly. I'm gonna actually tag this as no edge. This will be a red star. This is a pretty aggressive scalp. No slip advantage, confused, maybe calm, maybe content, maybe patient. I think I was kind of slipping at this point in my session. Trade number 6 is a 5-tick loss to the short side. This is the last trade of the day. I think I had to take a break after this. Again, on the chart, you can see that the spoof is trending, which is really interesting. I've never thought about this until now, but when you're just getting like spoof, 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 spoof in the same direction, got to be super careful because if price is just going up on nothing, especially in an uptrend, I think it's one thing to fight a downtrend because in indexes, eventually all downtrends do reverse. You know, the market goes up more than it goes down. But when you're fighting an uptrend, I mean, price is going up on nothing. That's natural buying. That's what the market wants to do. The market wants to go up on nothing. So you're fighting essentially the natural order flow of the market. So I need to be super careful if I see an uptrend with just spoof, 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 that I am not fighting that. And that's exactly what I did here. I ended up taking a big fat loss. So I'm actually going to tag that the exact same as I did the last one. So it was spoof against, trend against, no edge, aggressive scalping, no slip advantage, confused. I think at this point I was on tilt. I was not calm whatsoever. Maybe content and maybe patient. I think this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back in that sense. This will also be a red star trade. So this was my first red session, breaking a pretty good winning streak. I think I had 7 or 8 green days in a row. This wasn't a horrible red day. Only being down 6 ticks is kind of a blessing. If all bad days were only 6 ticks, like that would make me a profitable trader. But more red days like these come, and unfortunately, red days like these can turn into really red days, 50 ticks. It's such a fine line that you play. But while this was an unfortunate red session, I do think it was excellent how I managed those losses, and I came away at the end of it without tilting, without over trading, without trying to win it all back. I was content with walking away, being red. Only 6 ticks. I can come back from 6 ticks easily, just in one trade probably. But the fact that I didn't do it this day, instead I walked away, I reviewed, I diagnosed what I did wrong. Um, I wish every red session was like that, and honestly, it's my goal for every red session to be like this. If I could maintain and be consistent with red days like this, I would be very happy. So in a weird way, having red days that look like this is good, and it's my goal, and I want to keep my red days short. I want to walk away early. I want to go and enjoy the rest of my day and review, rather than sitting at the desk for 2-3 hours trying to trade it all back. So in that sense, I am very proud of this session in a weird way. So that's my review for this session.